Is appreciation important? How many of you are appreciative people? 4 of you. I knew I was in the right area. I'm here to make an impact. So here's the thing, is how many of you have ever done something for another human being where you really went out of your way or put yourself out there or went above and beyond? How many of you have done that? We've all done that. We've all done that. But how many times have you done that where the other person didn't even notice or acknowledge or appreciate what you've done? Now, don't think about your spouse. Think about somebody else right now. But how many of you have ever had that? Yeah. So are you less or more likely to do something for that person? Less. I saw some people in the audience never. I get it. Some pent-up aggression there. I love that. Go box or something tonight. But here's the thing. How many of you have ever done something that you thought was just natural for you? Or you just thought it was who you are? Or you just thought it was part of your job? And yet the person you did it for was so genuinely and sincerely and profusely appreciative of what you've done. How many of you have had that opportunity? Are you less or more likely to do something for that person? Far more. In fact, we will run through a brick wall for an appreciative person. So what's the lesson right there? You know what? Listen, I get it. We need to be appreciative, but we need to be more than just be appreciative. We need to do what? We need to express our appreciation. We need to show our appreciation. We need physical evidence of our appreciation. Write that down. Physical evidence of our appreciation. If somebody came up to you and said, you know what, I don't think you're very appreciative of me. Do you have evidence where you could show them that, you know what, here's what I've done for you over the last 6 months, over the last year, whatever it may be? Do you have physical evidence of the appreciation? I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about opportunities. I'm talking about connections. I'm talking about network. I'm talking about handwritten notes. I'm talking about physical evidence of appreciation. Well, what if you had one magic tool that would allow you to have physical evidence of appreciation to many at a time? How many of you would be up for that? Yeah. So I'm going to show you that today. I'm going to show you the secret to my success today. Are you open to that? Yeah. Okay. What do I do? Well, first of all, what's my name? Michael J. Maher is my name. It is Maher, pronounced Maher. And Maher is spelled M-A-H-E-R, like making a home everyone's reality. Right? You can cheese ball laugh at that one. Yeah, I get it. I'm a cheesy guy. I'm not wearing a suit and tie up here. I am what you get, right? What you see is what you get with me. Thank you. And I'm just going to, I don't see this as me presenting. I see this as a conversation to people who are just like me in the trenches every day, trying to win the war, but also trying to enjoy the battle. And that's what I'm going to show you today, is how to build your army of ambassadors, win the war, and enjoy the battle. See, the problem is we've always been taught that we need to win the war. Here's the thing. What does second place pay in most businesses? 0. I mean, how much do you love it when they call you and go, your listing presentation was the best, and I just want you to know we went with someone else, but I just really wanted to let you know how glad we were. That feels awesome, doesn't it? No. I mean, it doesn't pay well. It doesn't pay well. So we need to win the war. But the problem is, for years, people have been taught, over 100 years now, the sales process has been taught that you have to grind. You have to crush it and you have to kill it. And you have to hate it. And you got to do things that you would never do, whether it's a drunk monkey or not. You have to do these things because, you know what? You have to do them to sell people on things. But guess what? You don't have to hate the battle. You don't have to hate going to work every day. What do? I help professionals build event-based businesses on a foundation of love, generosity, and appreciation. That's what I do every day, and I love it. And the thing about it is, if we think about your tombstone, morbid thought, I know. It's going to be a long, long time for all of you. And here's the thing, is on your tombstone, you don't want 2019 top producer. You don't want 2019 most enjoyable place to work, right? Who cares? what you are going to use on your tombstone are probably one of these 3 words and maybe all of them. Love, generosity, and appreciation. So here's the deal. How about if we live our life in alignment? How about after work, when we live our life with love, generosity, and appreciation? What if we could align that with going to work and having a business built on love, generosity, and appreciation? Who would be up for that? I'm up for that, and I love it. What if you would love getting up early, going to work, and just really ready to attack the day like every day's Christmas Day? What if the calls you were making made you so excited and so energized that you didn't have to listen to all the Rocky soundtrack and all the other motivational movies before the calls? What if you were so fired up afterwards you could make your own movie, make your own motivational song? That's how I feel when I make my calls. I feel better after I make my calls than when I start. This is not fluff and stuff. This is not fluff and stuff. It's not BS, which means bad stuff. Listen, this is strategic, it's tactical, it's practical. And that's what I'm going to share today. You ready? Yeah. That's not good enough. You ready? Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. So this is me, who cares? All right, Referrals Podcast. Check out referralspodcast.com. Please do me a favor, write that down, check it out. It is the best free training in the world. I truly believe that. Every week, we launch a new Referrals podcast. Even if you're not a podcaster, I encourage you to check out referralspodcast.com. Is it about Michael Maher? Am I selling coaching and Catalyst and all the other trainings that we have on there? No. What's it about? Oh my God. What is the title of it? It's about referrals. So this entire podcast is about generating referrals. How many of you want more referrals? Okay, so 8 of you. So we went from 4 to 8. Tough crowd. Jeez. All right. So also, please do me a favor, check out referralsmagazine.com. You can actually subscribe for free now. We've never had that before this month. You can actually subscribe for free. Referralsmagazine.com. We have a very unusual magazine in that 100% of this magazine is about what? Oh my God. I'm going to help you with something right now. With Michael Maher speaking, I just want you to know that any question I ever ask, if you just yell referrals, you're right. So what's the magazine about? Referrals. See, doesn't it feel good to be right? Referrals Magazine, believe it or not, is about referrals, but here's what's cool about it. I've never been on the cover myself. I publish it. I pay for it every month. Trust me on that one. But here's the thing, is I want you to know we are looking for someone from the Virginia Beach area to feature on our cover. We want somebody, hi Monique, we want someone who is going to take what they learned today, implement it, and then tell us your story. Who would be willing to do that? Yeah. So here's the thing about Referrals Magazine. You subscribe today, read and implement the ideas, we'll put you on the cover tomorrow. Everybody that's ever been on the cover, everybody, is someone who has a beautiful business. No supermodels, though they are good-looking people. But no supermodels, none of that. These are real people on a cover of a magazine that compares favorably with Forbes, Fortune, Success Magazine, and all the others. So we want you to be featured. So learn something today, implement it. You're not going to do it perfectly, that's okay. We have never had a perfect person on the cover, right? Jesus will have to wait. So here we go. Now, what we want to do is we want to win the war and we want to enjoy the battle. How do we do that? So, first of all, you've heard of 7L. How many of you have read 7L? Okay, how many of you have read 7L and told somebody else about it? Spread the message. First and foremost, keep your hands up, please. Thank you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because here's the thing, as a team, we have crossed a very powerful threshold. We have gone over 8 straight years as the #1 book in real estate sales on Amazon. Over 8 straight years. We're almost 9 years right now. So thank you. But you're like, well, good for you, Mike. Yes, it has been. But here's the thing, is I want you to know is that 100% of the sales of 7L is word of mouth and referral. No marketing, no advertising, no promotion, no, hey, I'm going to give you the book for free, just pay for the shipping, and the shipping's $99. None of that. It's you. It's you who have read the book, enjoyed it, and shared it with others. It's you. This is a team accomplishment. It also shows the power of word of mouth and referral. The previous book that was #1 in real estate sales was there for 30 days. We are over 8 years on word of mouth and referral because of you. So thank you. Now, who has not read it? Raise your hand. Yep, put it up. I want to see who you are. You're like, crap, 8 years, #1, and I didn't even notice, right? So here's the thing. Those of you that have read it, what would you tell someone who has not read it? God, the high D's, right? The high D's in the audience are just read it. You know, sometimes that's not enough. So what would you tell them? Raise your hand. What would you tell them? Yeah, what would you tell them, young lady? It's authentic and relatable, right? So it kind of makes sense to you. You can implement it your way, not somebody else's way. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. How do you build this business in your own authentic way? And I can't wait to go into that. What else? Give them one more. I mean, they're not convinced yet. I see some of them are like, I'm still not going to get it. Still not going to get it. I am that one person. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I got chills on that answer. So here's the thing. There are a lot of programs out there that teach you to give gifts and give items of value and things like that. I have one message for all of you right now. And I want you to take it in, and some of you need to hear this. Only 220 of you need to hear this. You, my friends, are the gift. You are the item of value that you bring to every relationship. You don't need items of value. You don't need trinkets. You don't need to make stuff up. You are the item of value. You are the reason people will drive 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Or you are the item of value. So what should we work on? Ourselves. I have to tell you, I've got millions and millions of business by working on myself. Meditation. I am a novice at meditation. I've been a novice at meditation for like 5 years, which is really frustrating for me because I like to be an expert in like 3 seconds. Anybody relate to that? So meditation is not that way. I mean, basically it's just breathing. How many of you breathe? You're doing meditation. Thank you. So it's a good start. But it's being very conscious of your breathing. But having a conversation about meditation led to $1 million worth of, no, not real estate. $1 million worth of commission in my pocket because I was talking to the right person who was also talking about meditation. Now, here's the first thing. The person I was talking to, do you think he was successful? Why is that? Why? What do you think about the person I was talking to? Like, what do you know about him? First of all, you know maybe he's like successful. And how are you judging that? He was talking to me. Dang. A for the day right there. We're all looking for teacher's pet at the front. So what else? How do you know he's successful? Or what are you judging that by? Do what? His look, his clothing. No, here's the thing. I mean, I haven't even told you what he looks like. He looks like me. He's not very good looking, right? I mean, he's just a guy. But he's successful. He what? You know what? He's meditating. So he has a habit that highly successful people have. So guess what? If you're talking about other people, then guess what? It's very repulsing. It's repulsive. It's chasing people away when you're talking about other people. When you are talking about these ideas and you're talking about these successful habits like journaling and meditation and visualization and affirmations and things like that, you know who it attracts to you? People who do affirmations and visualization and vision boards and meditation and those kind of things. So guess what? Maybe we should learn about those things and work on what? Work on you. You are the item of value, people. You are the gift. So bring you and more of you to the party, literally. So Zillow. Anybody heard of Zillow? Wow, that was an awesome reaction. Thank you for that. So here's the thing. Zillow rated their top 15 books. Actually, they went out to 1,000 agents and said, what are the top 15 books in real estate? Well, number 1 was 7L. So thank them. But that's really ironic. Why is that so ironic that Zillow would have my book as their number 1 recommendation? If you read it, you'll never have to buy a Zillow lead again. That's the truth. You read and implement this, you'll never have to buy another Zillow lead. Number 2 is the Miracle Morning for Real Estate Agents. It's your time to rise and shine. Who's read that? right, by Hal Elrod and myself. So that's maybe another book that you check out. All right. My dad always said, wherever you are, be there 100%. Is that good advice? Great advice. And I think today's world, the finest thing you could ever pay another is attention. Would you agree? So do me a favor. Who's sticking it out for the next 55 minutes? Who's here for 55 minutes? All right, good. So thank you. Because there's nothing more awkward than somebody scooting out and trying to make their way to the door during the presentation. I'm just saying, right? So here we go. 7 levels of communication. These are the 7 levels. All I really want you to focus on are the top 4 levels: handwritten notes, phone calls, events and seminars, and one-on-one meetings. Those are the influential zone. The top 3 levels are where you should be spending most of your day. If you're on the phone, you're at events and seminars, or you're hosting events and seminars, and you're doing one-on-ones, you're making money, and probably a lot of it. So that's all the top producers I know spend most of their time up there. So we want to be influential, not informational. We do live in the information age, but what's the problem with the information age? We're suffering from what? Information overload, and it's really hard to stand out. It's really expensive to stand out. So quit trying to stand out and just stand up, for yourself. So during this session, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover the single best piece of direct mail you could ever send. Is that good? Anybody doing direct mail? What if I just give you the best piece right off the bat? Would that be good? I'm also going to give you the single best thing you could ever write in a handwritten note. Who'd be up for that? Like literally this, write this. I'm going to give you the single best thing you could ever email to your database. Finally. Are you just like, finally? I'm going to share that with you. By the way, it is not a market report. Believe it or not. I know some of you thought it was, but it's not. The single best video that you could ever do for your database, either text or email or on Facebook, the single best video, I'm going to share that with you. Are you okay with that? Right? All right. The best Facebook private message that you could ever send to get referrals. Would that be good? Also, I'm going to tell you the absolute best text message that you could ever send. Would you be up for that? Now, I'm going to tell you the single best phone call that you could ever make to your database. You good with that? Here's the other thing. You meet people one-on-one. I'm going to tell you the single best thing you can ever share during that one-on-one to get referrals. Would you be up for that? I'm also going to give you the single best reason to contact your database. And really, isn't that what you're here for? Is all we really need is an excuse or a reason to call the people we know. Isn't that it? On their birthday, it's really easy. On their home anniversary, it's really easy. The other days of the year, it's really freaking hard. It's a 10,000-pound phone. But what if you had a reason to call every single day, and not only was it a reason, but it was the best possible reason to call your database? Would you be up for that? I'm going to share all of those with you today in 50 minutes. You all right with that? Can I give you any more value than that? Would that be valuable? To finally know how to use the communication devices that you own. All of them. Did I cover all of them? I pretty much covered every way you can communicate. So here's the deal. All those things, what if they were the same thing? I feel a little bit like Einstein here, and I'm kind of a not smart person. So I'm going to tell you something. This is the unifying theory of referrals. And I say theory. Hypothesis would be in trial and error. But this is a theory. This has been proven time and time again that the number one, all of these, the single best reason you can ever contact your database is, are you ready for this or not? It's an invitation to an event. It's an invitation to an event. It's an invitation to an event. The single best text message is an invitation to your event. The single best phone call, hey, I just wanted to give you a call and invite you to our appreciation event that's coming up. Our I love you latte, our pie day, or whatever it may be. It's an invitation to an event. Did you get that, Chuck? Thank you. All right. So here's the thing about events. People really want to be invited. Would you agree? They want to be invited. Will they attend? Maybe not. But do they want to be invited? Yeah. So it kind of brings me back to, I moved to Gardner, Kansas. It's about this size. Everybody put your fingers up. This is Gardner, Kansas. That's how big it is. Like even today, it's like this. It's actually this big today. So I moved to Gardner, Kansas from Iowa. Now, Iowa is this big, right? And Gardner, Kansas is this big. So I moved, big radical move for a third grader. Would you agree? So I moved in third grade, and I ended up that I stood next in line to the cutest girl in the history of the world. I just want you to know. I mean, third grade, I got that lucky. Her name was almost exactly like mine. So, like, we should have already been married, you know what I mean? I mean, it was third grade. It was like very close name. She misspelled it by a letter, I think. But here's the thing, is it's alphabetical order. So for third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, who did I stand next to in line? Who did she have to listen for to know she was next? Me, right? Now, she didn't even know I existed. But here's the thing, is she just knew my name. And there was a time in fifth grade where our elbows touched. Amazing. I mean, it like sent tingles all the way through my body. And then, you know, 6th, 7th, and 8th, so we get into middle school, which is my advantage because I wasn't good looking and we had no money. My dad taught school for $2,600 a year, 5 kids, my mom stayed home. We had no money. I had 2 older brothers and an older sister, and I thank God today that I had 2 older brothers and an older sister. And if you know what I'm talking about with hand-me-downs, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, I did wear a few of her T-shirts. I'm just saying, right? I wasn't proud of it, but I wore more Steve and Brian's than I did Susan's. So the thing is that she really didn't notice because she was part of the popular kids. Her dad was a banker. They had money, and we didn't. Well, 7th and 8th grade, we got into something that was in my strength, sports. Sports was my strength. So she was a cheerleader, and I was performing in athletics, and it was going really well. And the thing about that is we had to interact, right? She's a cheerleader. I'm in sports, or at least that's why I stalked her around the campus. You know, I mean, it's like, oh, there's Christy. I'll tell her name. Her name's Christy. I am changing all the names for the sake of anonymity and that kind of thing, but her name's Christy, really. But here's the thing. So I would always go across campus at our middle school so I could give her a low five or a high five and that kind of thing. Hey, let's go today, you know. And then 9th grade, things were changing. 9th grade was exciting. I noticed there was something changing in the relationship with me and Christy. And we would be walking in the halls of the high school, and I would give her a little low five, and it would linger a little bit longer, right? In middle school, it was like, right, she was trying to get away. I don't know why, but so in high school, though, it was like 5, linger, go to class. Now, I knew her schedule of classes better than I knew my own. So anytime I was going down the hall, I would give her that low 5, and it would linger. And so I was getting ready to invite her to the fall dance, right? Football season is here. So that was a good shot for me because I was good at football, right? So I decided that, you know what, I'm going to ask her to the dance, which is after the 3rd football game. Well, the first football game, I had a really good game. I felt really good. It was Friday night, and Saturday and Sunday came, and I'm like on top of the world. I just great, you know how it is, right? Athletes in here, you know, you have a good game, you feel good for at least, you know, till your dad talks to you. And here's the thing is, my dad was very tough on me. So Monday I go to school, and I get there to school, and Jeremy, there's a lesson in here too, is Jeremy, who is no longer a friend of mine, came up to me, and he said, hey, Michael, did you hear what happened after the game Friday night? No. He goes, Christy had a party, and it was a blowout. I heard it was awesome. Now, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And yet inside, something was wrong. Would you agree? So who wasn't invited? Right? Like me. I was not invited. No, I wasn't even invited. Like, you know, this is before cell phones, so just to tell you, right? But the thing is I didn't get a call that I knew of, and I wasn't invited. So how did I feel? How? Left out? That might have been the, like, let's go devastated, crushed, suicidal. I went to lunch, and you know you're in bad shape when you go through the lunch line, and the lunch lady is like, oh, Michael, is everything okay? And gives you an extra set of ho-hos. That's when you know it's bad. So I went, I sat down, ate my lunch alone, crushed, devastated, and I started thinking to myself all the reasons I hate Christy. It's like, she's not that cute. And then there's that little voice in you. Yes, she is. You know, she's really not that nice. Yes, she is. You know, it's like, quit it, little voice in my head. How many of you want to say quit it to the little voice in your head? Yeah, okay. So, interestingly enough, it was a bad lunch, believe it or not. But I did eat all the ho-hos. So there is, there is something about this whole desserts and stressed. Like stressed is desserts backward, and desserts is stress backwards. I think there's something to that, So I was walking out of lunch, and guess who has the lunch after me? Of course, Christy. So she's walking down the hall, and I'm looking around. It's like it's one hall. So there was nowhere to hide. There was an open locker. Thought about it. So she comes up to me directly, like she is coming to meet Michael. And she comes right up to me and she goes, hey, Michael, I want to talk to you about something. I'm like, oh, crap. What do I do now, And now realize during lunch I was thinking of all the reasons to hate her. So so she goes, hey, listen, here's what happened. I just want you to know that after the game, Friday, Heather and Melissa and I went to our house after the game. Well, Heather and Melissa invited a couple other girls, and they started inviting boys, and my parents weren't home. So it ended up pretty quick. There were 10, 15, 20. I don't even know. There were probably like 30, 40 people there. And all I was doing is running around the house, hoping nobody was smoking anything or drinking anything or breaking anything. And I was freaking out. So, but here's what was cool. My parents came home, and they were actually pretty cool with it because nobody was drinking and, nobody was making out on their bed. And so, they were actually pretty cool with it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it this Friday night after the game, and I just wanted you to know that you're invited. Now, how did I feel now? Oh, yeah, right? So, I did my best James Dean, right? I'm in 9th grade, right? So everything's artificial, So I was like, all right, I'll come. But how was I feeling inside? Thank you, God. Thank you. Oh, my God, that is so awesome. And my reaction, truthfully, was probably somewhere between the two, all right? So what's the difference? What is the difference? You got invited. And I went from outside the circle to inside her circle. Would you agree? Ladies and gentlemen, write this down. The referrals happen inside the circle. The referrals happen when people feel like they're inside your circle. When they're inside your circle, they are going to refer you. They are going to help you far more than you ever thought possible. And here's the thing. You're going to invite people 8 times and they'll never show up. But they want to be what? Invited. Otherwise, they're thinking of reasons to hate you. Maybe. That was personal right there. So, guess what? Here's the deal. The worst thing in the world, not being invited. The best thing in the world, being invited. So invite them. Invite them. Now, the secret to maximizing referrals is events. 7L is the greatest book in the world, in my opinion, on building relationships one-on-one. I made it that way, and I executed it for 20 years. So I just put my heart and soul one-on-one. But I want you to know there's 2 components to a 7L system business. An event-based business, listen, you've got the one-to-one, maximize it, be great at it, but you have to have a one-to-many approach. And the beauty of a one-to-many approach is you don't get one referral. You get 23 or 29 or 32 or 60 or like Cynthia Bear in Atlanta, 148 referrals in one event. 148 referrals. How do you do it? We're going to show you how. All right, we need to win the war and enjoy the battle. We need to create an event-based business. So the number one biggest mistake that I see out there for all businesses, I don't care if you're lending, I don't care if you're in waste management, which is one of my clients, I don't care if you're Krispy Kreme, obviously one of my clients. And here's the thing, is the number one biggest mistake is having 0 events for their database. And you're like, yeah, but I just got started. Have a launch event right now. Get it on the schedule 60 days from now and start inviting everybody you know. Have a launch party for your new business. What do new businesses do in the Chamber of Commerce? They have a groundbreaking. You should have a groundbreaking. You should have are you in this business by design or by default? If you're in by default, then you're like, oh, I hesitate. No, by design. And I'm going to tell you something. Once you're in real estate, baby, you're never getting out. This is like Hotel California. You can check in, but you ain't ever checking out. You will never work 9 to 5. I'm telling you that right now. You will never go back to working 9 to 5. You think you will. You're like, I really want the safety. And bull crap. You know what you want? You want freedom and independence. You want to work your own damn hours, which for some of you is like an hour. I get it. But that's the truth. Once the real estate bug catches you, you're toast. So you know what? Own it. Dive in. 100%. Who's ready to take action on that advice? Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. You cannot get out. You cannot. I'm just telling you. Once it's in your blood, it is awesome. The second biggest mistake is having one event. Yeah, I know, Saul. I saw some of you when I said the number one biggest mistake is having 0 events. And you're like, yeah, right. I do one. Second biggest mistake is having only one. How much momentum is one? Is one a trend? Does one have momentum? Boop. No. We need to have more than one event. In fact, I'm going to share with you the perfect number of events to maximize your referrals. No, the perfect number. Because I'm afraid you might go to the other end. Oh, more events is better? I'll have 20. Not the right answer. So here's the deal. I'm giving you everything. I'm going to give you a 52-week plan for your database right now. Are you ready for it? But I'm not going to stop there. You know why? Because I love you. I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to give you one 52-week plan for your database called the Yearly Appreciation Plan. It's for everyone. But I'm not going to stop there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you 2 52-week plans for your database. 2 52-week plans for your database. That is, the second one is specifically for your top people, your inner circle, the people that are ambassadors and champions for you, your supporters, your cheerleaders, your Christies. So, the Yearly Appreciation Plan, this is called the All Yap. You should write down All Yap. I will refer to this as the All Yap because all means all. So here's what it looks like. Squiggly lines. How many of you love squiggly lines? Yeah, me too. So you will notice that this squiggly line has 3 humps to it. This is how you maximize referrals. So here's what it looks like. January, you're going to invite people. And I know it's not January. I get it, right? We'll get to that. February, you're going to invite people. March, you're going to have your event. Or February, or April, whatever works for you. But here's the difference maker that you're probably not doing. The next month, you're doing follow-up from the event. You're doing follow-up. You're going to thank the people who attended. You're going to follow up on the referrals. And you're going to check on those people who didn't attend just to see, hey, listen, do you want me to invite you? Or do you want me, what is it? What kind of event could we do that you would come to? Does that just make sense? Right? So the nice thing about this is you have plenty of time to do all this. So, May, we're going to invite. June, we're going to invite. July 21st, you might do National Ice Cream Day. June 6th is National Donut Day. Don't ask me how I know that. What are we going to do in August? What are we going to do in September? Invite. What are we going to do in October? Invite and confirm. You may want to write down invite and confirm. And then what are we going to do in November? We're going to have our event. And then what are we going to do in December? Follow up. And I will tell you that 7L, you want to take your next year's business to the next level, follow 7L in December. December is the ultimate follow-up month. People are busy with the holidays, but it's also amazing how available they are for coffee, one-on-ones, and those kind of things. So, good thing. So, with this, you'll notice that there is an upward trend to this. The energy in your database will go up. The momentum in your database will go up. When you do your first event, you will get 3 to 6 referrals. How many of you are okay with that? 3 to 6 referrals. We just had a gal, Sherry McGuire, who's in event mastery class. She got 5 referrals at her first event. Is that good? That's fantastic. She also gave 38 referrals to her sponsors. Is that good? At that event, she gave 38 referrals. She generated 38 referrals for her sponsors. Her first ever event. So here's the thing. We're going to grow this and, think to yourself, what are some events that make sense for your area? Anybody here ever done an event? What did you do? You had what? Yeah, so what did you do? Strawberry Patch? What was the second one? I'm sorry.
Pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin patch, okay. Pie delivery. Okay. And St. Patrick's Day, right? Did they come to you for St. Patrick's Day? Yep. Okay. Do you think there's power in them coming to you versus you going to them? And you understand that power? And influence is power, right? Nothing more, nothing less. So I love those, right? So you could do any of those. You could do a pumpkin patch. You could do pie. I mean, what do you do with the pumpkins when they're done? You got to cook them, right? So you got to have a pie day if you're going to have a pumpkin patch. Strawberry patch. What else could you do? What else other event? Yes, Chuck. Could do what? A pig. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Pig what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, pig roast. Yeah. Yeah. Did you say? All right. So I'm from Kansas. We did pig roast is like my middle name. You know what I mean? So I didn't hear the second word on that. What else? What else could you do? What's another event that we could see or do? Ice cream. So here's the thing with the ice cream. I love ice cream. Period. I'll just leave it at that. But I love the ice cream event. July 21st is National Ice Cream Day. Next year, I think it's July 20th. You'll have to check. But we had 335 catalysts having National Ice Cream Day celebration on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Some people had it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But here's the thing, is you go to a Cold Stone Creamery, you go to a local ice cream shop, whatever it is, you say, listen, for the next 2 hours or 3 hours, I'm buying your ice cream, just stop by. Anybody who stops by, you buy them ice cream. You mean even for the people who aren't my clients? Yes. I mean even those that stop by and aren't your clients. Here's the other thing. How many of you have heard of our I Love You Latte event or Thanks a Latte event? Yeah, so we go to Starbucks or a coffee shop or whatever it may be. We invite people to come down. We invite everybody in our database to come down. The most we've ever had is 75. We're talking 10,000 people. The most we've ever had is 75. And that includes the people who are already there. So $75 times 5, about $375. Yeah? $375. And that, just so you know, I made over $1,500 on that event. How did I make over that money? Sponsors. No. I made, just having the event, I made money. Now here's the thing I'm going to ask all of you. How many of you get paid to prospect? I do. And so do my clients. You know how? This is how you make money making money. Legally. I'm just throwing it out there. You have the event, you make money. Toral Chauffeur White in Washington profited $22,500 on her events last year and also got 176 referrals. So she made money on the events and then she made money on the referrals. Who's up for that? Come on now. And it's fun. Here's the thing I want you to think about when it comes to your events. Make it your event. What do you like? What do you like? And then I want you to call 10 to 15 of your database members that you really like and say, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a happy hour. I'm thinking a wine and cheese. I'm thinking coffee in the afternoon. Which of those would you attend? Well, when they tell you, they're going to give you advice, which is always good. But when they also give you that advice, what are they also doing? They're taking ownership of the event with you, and they're probably showing up. Whether you choose their event or not. So the beauty of this is I didn't say do an ice cream social. I did not say that. You do whatever 3 events you want. You want to do a movie day? Listen, we've got the entire system on that. You want to do a Great Pie Day giveaway? We've got the entire thing. Thank you. Right? So, by the way, if you're going to have a yearly plan, you might as well have a what? You might as well break it down to weekly. There's 52 weeks. I know you can't see that. So let me zoom in a little bit, and then let me zoom in on the second part of the year. So here's the thing. Those are really just slides. I didn't actually zoom in at all. But here's the thing, is look at this. Pie Day planning starts week 34. That was 2 weeks ago. Pie Day is the Monday or Tuesday of Thanksgiving, sometimes the Monday and Tuesday of Thanksgiving. But that's November. When are we looking at our plan? The second week of September. Or, I'm sorry, the last week of August, the first week of September. So, the problem with events is there's a happy medium. You know, somebody once said, the way to get something done, or the best way to get something done, is to have a plan and just not enough time. when they said not quite enough time, that's the solution with events. The problem with events is it's like, hey, we should do an event in 3 weeks. And then it's awful. And then you're so exhausted you don't do what? Follow up. You don't follow up. The beauty of this, you have 7 or 8 weeks to work on your event. And that's just not quite enough time. But the thing is for less than an hour a week, you can maximize your event. Less than an hour a week. In some weeks, it's 0 minutes. How many's up for that? But less than an hour a week, 52 weeks, actually it's more like 40 weeks, you can maximize your referrals. Who's up for that? Yeah. So you're going to do an email invitation. You're going to do an email video invitation. Doesn't that just make sense? And if you have a video, you're not just going to email it. What's another way you can deliver it? Text message or social media. So you might as well use the video as much as you can. So you've got these electronic mediums that are, and trust me, if you do a movie day, that's the only invitation you have to do. The rest of the time, you're going to be confirming that they're going to appear, that they're going to be there. So then you do get down to, with about 3 or 4 weeks left, I'm just going to throw this out here. Whether you are full or not, write 20 handwritten notes in a week to your top people and invite them to the event. Put in the PS or in a Post-it note, please RSVP directly to me by texting me, and then put your number. You're not writing that down. I would write that down. All right, good stuff? You like it? You don't like it? You like it? I like it. But then again, I wrote it, so. How we doing? Week what? Yes, how about that? How about 1 to 19? There you go. How about, you guys want these? Okay, I'll give them to you. I usually charge $4.97, but you can call this a gift from Chantel Real Estate. I'll give you the yaps, so that you're not like trying to take that picture. Is that all right? Don't tell anybody I gave them to you. It's Betsy's fault. So here's the thing: is you are going to need a text message. I just want to be real square with you. You're going to text message. We will get your mobile number, and then we will probably never contact you again. Is that all right? Now, if I ever invite you to an event that we have, will it be okay if I text that? Would that be okay? Here's the thing. You ever feel uncomfortable or you don't want to go, you let us know. We'll take you off before you finish your sentence. Fair enough? Okay, so here's how you get it. You go to your text messages, and you call James Looney. Oh, just kidding. Dang, that's harsh. So, it is. I thought that was brilliant by him. I'm just throwing that out. So, you're going to type, the number is 470-428-7777. What number does Maher kind of like? 7. 470-428-7777. And the only message you need to type in there is spay, because I believe you should spay and neuter. No, I'm kidding. It's YAPS, which is spay backwards. Y-A-P-S. Y-A-P-S. Lisa is standing by. She will take care of you, and she will get those yaps to you so that you do not have to write those down. Fair enough? Good gift, right? Don't tell anybody you got it here, because we like to sell those. We do. I'm just throwing it out there. So, all right. So, who do we invite? Aren't you curious about who we invite? I guarantee there will be a group on here that you will not have remembered. Okay? So, we're going to invite the top people to our event. Is that a good idea? We're going to invite the top people. They should be the first people we invite. In fact, here's what's really cool. Invite your top people before the email goes out. Invite the top people before the email goes out. So call your top 20, text them individually, whatever you want to do, but reach out. And then the email gets to them, and they're like, all right, that's cool. Yeah. So, invite the top people. We're going to invite current and past clients. Is that a good idea? I want you to put a note in your notes, please. Do not call it a client appreciation event, though. No matter what you call your event, do not call it a client appreciation event. Don't call it anything client. My system is the most RESPA compliant system in the world. We are not having this for clients. We are having a friends and family event. This is for friends and family. And trust me, there's more benefit to that than there is calling it a client appreciation event. Here's one thing. If they're not a client, are they invited if it's called a client appreciation event? They may de-invite themselves because it's like, well, I'm not really a client. But we want them to come. Yes, we want them to come. The other thing, don't you want people to consider you a friend or family? You do. And you want to call your group a tribe or a family or whatever it may be. All right, we're going to invite networking partners and affiliates. How many of you are in networking groups? Okay, so you want to invite them. And trust me, they come to your first event, they'll want to sponsor the second one. You might want to write that down. You have a potential sponsor who says, maybe not at the first event. Invite them and say, you know what, I'd really like you to come. I'd really like you to come to this event. Just come and see what we do. Facebook friends. When I said all, I mean all. You're going to invite your Facebook friends. Are they going to come? Probably not. It's okay. But they want to be what? They want to be invited. Out-of-town agents. How many of you are part of Facebook groups for referrals? Invite them. Invite them. You're like, but I don't live in Virginia Beach. You're like, you're still invited. Here's the thing. Are they going to come? Are they going to come? The answer is maybe. The answer, is it okay if they come? I did a launch party for 7L. I invited everyone. We had real estate agents driving from Arkansas, Colorado. They drove from Michigan, 12 hours, to be at my launch party of 7L. So the fact is maybe they will. We just don't know. But we need to do what? Invite them. Everyone you've ever met. Are you kidding me? Yes, I invite Christy to every single event, though she married some other bum. But here's the thing. You guys wanted to know how that turned out. I just want you to know, we went to the fall dance. It was great. It was a great 2 months. And then December break came, and we had a move-in in January. California, good-looking dude, long hair, surfer boy, far cooler than I'll ever be. And they ended up going out. But you know what? I was kind of okay with it because it was like the sparks that were no more. Anybody know what I'm talking about? No, don't think about your marriage right now. I mean, like in big picture, I can say that I'm married. All right. So, all right. Now, here's one that's going to surprise you, and you need to do it. Invite every internet lead you've ever gotten. Dan Balter did this. He had over 1,000 internet leads. 65 of them showed up at his movie day. 65 internet leads. One of them was a CFO of a Fortune 1000 company. One of them was the CFO at a Fortune 1000. She was so impressed with the event. She said, oh my gosh, I need to tap into this. I need to see what you can do for our corporation. I don't know the rest of the story yet. That just happened. But Dan Balter just had this, invited over 1,000 internet leads, 65 showed up. But here's the thing. Will you get people that say, I've already bought? Yes. What do you tell them? Thank you so much for the response. That's the first thing you tell them. And then you say, you can come, that's okay. Will they come? If they had a bad experience with their agent, guess what they'll do? They'll come. If they had a great experience with their agent, then guess what? It's okay. But they're coming to you. Here's the other thing, is will you take me off your list? Yes. And you're going to say, fine, that's perfect. Would you want me to invite you to future events, though? Got it? All right. So, now, let's say you're doing a smaller event or you're just growing your business. One of the things you could do is have every person who RSVPs bring a friend. Have every person who RSVPs bring a friend. Arnell, can we turn the temperature down just about 3 or 4 degrees in here? So bring a friend. Now here's the warning I'm going to give you about bring a friend. Like we did this at one of our first Thanks a Latte and I Love You Latte events. Is they brought a friend, but who did they hang out with the whole time? Their friend. So something you have to be cognizant of when you're having these events is breaking up the friends. So you just need to go and say, oh, Denise, I'm so glad you're here. I wanted you to meet Christy. Okay? So you just need to be, you want them to intertwine, because here's the thing, one of the things about events that you need to keep in your mind forever. Like plus like equals 2 loves. Like, I just made that up. Like plus like equals 2 loves. What does that mean? Somebody likes you. Somebody likes you. They like you, and they're a silo doing their work all day long. They don't know any better. They come to your event. They see somebody else. This is how I got my wife. I just want you to know. So somebody likes you. Somebody likes you. Both of them turn out loving you because they're social proof. They walk out of the event empowered to refer you and speak highly of you because there's somebody else like them. Okay? All right. All means all. Would you agree? All right. That is the All Yap yearly appreciation plan. Now we need to get into the yearly ambassador program. So the yearly ambassador program is very similar. Here's the thing. The yearly ambassador program is just for your top people. You're only going to invite your top people. They're private events. They're exclusive events. They're small. You're not going to post them on Facebook. You're not going to post pictures on Facebook. It's a private event. Now, 4 squiggly lines means 4 events. There is a difference with this that I need to remind you about is different events. 4 different events, different people. Notice with the All Yaps, you're inviting the same people 3 times. In this case, let's say you have 100 top people. You're going to invite 25 to this one, 25 to this one, 25 to this one, 25 to this one. 4 sets of different 25. So you're going to touch all your top people in a very exclusive, private setting. And guess what? I mean, these are fireballs for your business. You have a little bit of a bonfire here, a little bit of a bonfire here. You put them together and you have a wildfire that spreads through the city. And that's what this does. These were my favorite events. The people that already love me, they're going to be truthful with me. And, you know, it's you don't have to sell anything, right? It's just like you literally are just having the event. This is the business plan for the top people in your database. Once again, you have a 50-week, 2-week plan. It's almost identical. Your invitation sequence the same. Your confirmation. The only difference is they're going to confirm quicker. They're going to say yes quicker, or they're just going to say I'm out of town that week quicker. So guess what? You can confirm from then on out, and it's easier. These events are they're simply just easier all the way around. What makes them really easy is if you do the exact same event 4 times. I did a board of advisors event every time. My questions were the exact same every time. Like, what's the worst customer service you've ever experienced? What's the best customer service you've ever experienced? What was the worst thing that you experienced with the Maher team? What was the best thing that you experienced with? What is the worst thing that any of your clients have ever experienced? What's the best thing you've ever done for a client? And we would just discuss great customer service. And we would have a great mastermind, a great board of advisors. They would give me referrals, and then we would call it a day. Sound good? But please notice that week 24, I did the exact same thing. Week 36, I did the exact, that's Labor Day week, just so you know. Really good week to have an event. And then week 48, I did the exact same thing. You said, Michael, that we need to invite 25 different each time. Can I invite the same person to multiple events? It's your event, and I highly recommend the answer being yes. Jeff Crooks, one of my top referral sources, I would try to get him to every one of those events. Strong personality, loved me, big-time ambassador, and he was always on my side. He would always be like, you guys, you need, I just refer. He would tell all these great referral stories about me in front of me. How many of you like that thought? Yeah, me too. That's why I went to all of them. So here's the difference. The Top Yap are 4 events. These are small, private, and exclusive. It's for the top only. You could do the same event with different people. Do we understand the top event? The Top Yap. Now we have the All Yap, which is 3 events, unlimited attendance, unlimited invites. It's very public, and everyone hopefully comes. And then it's different events, but it's to the same people. Is everybody crystal clear? I just threw a ton at you. You know, I'm actually a little worried about this presentation. I've never done this presentation before. Is it too much? Are you good? Right? So I'm about to pile on. That's why I'm asking. You good? All right, so how do we make these events rock? How do we get referrals at the events? First one is we're going to partner with sponsors. And that is the word partner with sponsors. This event, by the way, how many of you are at an event right now? Right, so 8. I mean, it's like, I get it where you're at. Right, you know, be present. But here, but they're sponsors that had this event, yeah? And they got a chance to be endorsed and advertised at the event and promoted and that kind of thing. It's the same way at your event. It's the same way. And just so you know, every trainer, speaker, or coach out there, they don't run the business a lot of times they're teaching you. But the truth of the matter is they run the 7L system. Now, they would never call it that. But the system is we have events and we sell coaching. And sponsors, a lot of cases, pay for that event. So why shouldn't you execute the same thing? Right? I do what I teach. And I'm not saying others don't do what they teach. I love all trainers. I do. I love training. You know what? What they give up, they go on the road, they do all the things and teach. They put the pressure on. They have to figure out where the hotels are. Whole 9 yards. I just want you to know, I appreciate the heck out of all training. How many of you train? So you get it. You get it. How many of you sweat over your presentations? Me too. I'm sweating right now, literally. So partner with sponsors. The best thing in life are strategic partners. They can help you with the charity. They can pick a charity. They can donate to the charity. They can help you organize the charity. They can help you with invites if you need help with invites. They can help you with the food. That's my favorite. Please pay for the food. Please pay for the food. It's a direct equation. They pay for the food or the venue. Door prizes. Write this down. All sponsors bring door prizes to your events. All sponsors bring door prizes. It's really hard for you to read that in the back. Here's what it says, just so you know. Don't have an event without a sponsor partner. Have every sponsor contribute a door prize. Always partner with a charity or a nonprofit. There are people who will choose you as their realtor simply because you partnered with Habitat for Humanity. All the other great stuff you did, they don't even care. They're like, oh my gosh, they have such a generous heart. We're going to work with them. They know their money's going to a good cause. All right, partner with a charity or nonprofit. Ladies and gentlemen, people will work with you and refer you simply because you partnered with a nonprofit. How much does it cost you? How much does it cost you to put on your invite, please bring diapers for homeless youth? How hard is it to put on there? It's one sentence, and yet, here's the other thing. How many diapers do you necessarily have to buy? 0. But if you have an event and there's 100 people and 75 people bring diapers, have you done a good community service? Yeah, you have. Organize the event and just have it be an excuse for charity as well. Listen, we're in the generosity generation. For those of you that read 7L, you read it. I wrote it before it was here. I said it's coming. We're in it. The fortune is in the follow-up. There's 5 groups of people we need to follow up. Listen, I had to spend time on follow-up. I could tell you all the good stuff, but the fortune's in the follow-up. This is where you're going to take your referrals to the next level. There's 5 groups of people we need to follow up with. Referrals. Does that make sense? We're going to call the referral source first. So when the door prizes are there, they fill out a door prize entry form. They have the opportunity on that door prize entry form to refer you. You are going to call whoever referred you, and you are going to say thank you. And then you're going to say, you said your sister needed to buy, tell me about your sister. And you're going to find out everything you can about the sister. Motivation, what they've said, how excited they are, where they're moving from. Anything that gives you ammunition for this call. You're then going to call the referral. You know how to do this, I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but I've also seen somebody get 100 referrals and not follow up at all. I've seen that. Yes, that's sad. I've also seen somebody get 35 referrals and leave the 35 door prize entry forms at the bar. I've seen that. Those are more valuable than gold. All right, then we're going to, after we talk to the sister or the referral, we're going to deliver a message back to the referral source saying, left message, talk to her, whatever it may be. You need to report back to the referral source that you did something. Otherwise, they're left wondering. We never want them to wonder. If you do those 3 things within 30 minutes, you'll get more referrals. Then we're going to have the attendees. If you want them to come back, call and thank them. If you don't want them to come back, don't call them. That's the truth. Here's a very important category that it took me about 10 events to really understand. Didn't RSVP, but should have. Like, your top people should RSVP. Yes? right? You're in communication with them. They should, if they don't RSVP, there's something up. Now, the something up could be a trip to Greece. We've had that. But the something up could also be they have a friend in the business, or they have a relative who just got what? Licensed. Would it be good to know that? Yes, because now you know who to like, you have your prayer list and then the other one. All right, RSVP regrets and no-shows. We love those people because they actually told us something. Or the no-shows, we're going to let everybody know. It's a key script, like your phrase that pays, we missed you. Listen, we had a great event. It was a great time, but there was one thing missing, you. Where did I get that script? Christy, right? So she's still helping me to this day. Now, that and $20,000 of therapy. Now, non-attendees. Just kidding. I got it cheap. So, non-attendees, we missed you. Mind if we include you in future events? Mind if we include you in future events? Can they say no? Yes. Isn't that great? When they say no, we take them off the list and we're good. We are not going to chase anybody or anything. We are going to attract everything we want in life. We are going to attract people. If we're chasing, it's a no. Always a no. Even when it's a yes, it's a no. It's called passive aggressiveness. So we need to be at yes all the time. If they say yes to the invitation, that's a yes. They're moving toward you. When they come to the event, that's a yes. They're coming toward you. When they fill out the form, that's a yes. When they put a referral, that's a yes. Go for the yeses. Work with the yeses. Isn't it easier to have a lot more yeses? There you go, right? He got it. Where are the rest of you at? So, all right. So here's the thing. Is that good stuff? Right? Did you learn anything today? Right? Put your hands together if you learned something. I know you got pens in your hand.